We finally did it. Well, someone else did it more than I did. Anyways, we have finally found all the cosmetics to showcase in this video. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys all the cosmetics, how to get them, and some tips and tricks along with that as well. But before we begin, you know what to do. Smash that like button, share, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications. One last reminder, make sure to join the Kelvingts GTS group, check out the merch, represent, and get yourself a Jack rank. Now, without further ado, let's get this party started. Alrighty guys, so in this entire 10-minute video, I'm going to showcase all of the dungeon cosmetics. And not only that, I'm going to teach you guys a few tips and tricks on how to get them. And of course, for some of you impatient stupids out there who's going to complain about, oh Kelvin, you're going to take 10 minutes for this video? Well, yes I am. But I'll start with the tips and tricks so you can move along with your lives. Anyways, get ready for this. It's going to be an incredible video. So the first tip that I'm gonna throw at you guys is I want to make sure you guys know the order of the dungeons you should be doing if and when there is a special event going on. As of the time of this video, we have a 2.8 times multiplier cosmetic event going on right now, and you should know the order of your dungeons. So we're gonna go click on play and create dungeons and show you guys that yes, we have currently 8 dungeons right now. And if I had to recommend a dungeon routine that you guys would have to start on to get the most bang for your buck, obviously we're gonna do nightmare hardcore, right? But we're gonna be doing winter outposts first, just because it's the lowest level straight through dungeon you can actually do right away, no elevations involved. The second one I recommend is Underworld. It's a 5th dungeon, so it's pretty low level. You go straight through, no elevations either. Then next up, we're gonna go to Pirate Island. Even with its elevation, it's a pretty easy map and it does not have any dead ends. Then we have Samurai Palace, and then King's Castle, the Canals, Desert Temple, and then Ghastly Harbor. Yes, this order might not be agreeable by everybody, but that's from my point of view, my opinion, so you kind of just have to deal with it. But of course, you put it in the comments down below if you guys feel there is a different route, a different path in getting all your dungeon cosmetics sooner. But anyways, let's move on. Then of course, the second tip here is always make sure to grab yourself the most vital skills to give yourself the best speed and best runs for this dungeon. Obviously, we're gonna go click on inventory, scroll down to skills, and of course, there are skills like Bladestorm you want to bring, Smite you want to bring if you're a mage as well. Then we have Mighty Leaps, and there's skills like Illusion Blast, all the speed skill that gives you guys any speed boost. You definitely want to pick that up so you can speed through your dungeons. But you also want to bring some heal skills, because I know not everybody out there is going to be high level like I am and get a speed through a dungeon without taking much damage. So make sure you bring the heal skills so you don't end up dying in hardcore. Obviously, you don't have to do hardcore. I know I mentioned hardcore before, but I want you guys to do hardcore because you want to get that legendary too, especially if there's a 2.8 times multiplier, right? So one more thing. A lot of people has been asking me what happens when you do get a cosmetic. What is the indicator and how do you know? So what actually happens is something pops up on your screen as if you were doing wave defense and you get a brand new title. It actually pings up and you would not have an image of the specific cosmetic since it would actually fall under the cosmetic and title category anyways. I'll try to give more information as we move on and showcase most of the cosmetics. For those of you who are impatient, this is generally the tips you already need so you can move on with your lives. So here we are guys, this is the Pharaoh cosmetic. It's pretty much named the Pharaoh, and you do get a Desert Achiever title that comes along with it. So one thing I really don't like about Desert Temple and why I did not rank this as one of the dungeons you want to do first is because of the constant dead ends you have to deal with. You have to deal with mobs in this corner, that corner. It gets a little repetitive and annoying, and for every difficulty in Desert Temple, this entire map gets more and more tedious to do. It's also the lowest level map in the entire game right now, so you get the least bang for your buck. It's actually dreadfully annoying having to do this dungeon and finding out that you're going to get a legendary using your legendary luck, which doesn't really exist, but you know, some people are like that and you end up using your legendary luck on a desert fairy. But definitely bring a skill such as Samurai Cyclone or Bladestorm into this dungeon. and maybe not Mighty Leap, just because of the fact that even though all of those skills do provide a speed boost, Mighty Leap is a single burst, while Blade Storm, Vortex, Cyclone, and Illusion Blast, these are skills you can grab from Canals and Samurai as well. Those skills will do constant damage as you run through mobs, meaning that you don't have to double track and backtrack in order to kill some mobs. As you can see, I'm level 139 and I have taken nearly 3-4 minutes to finish this dungeon. And this is the easiest one in the entire game. I don't know, if you guys are doing this dungeon during the 2 times something multiplier, well, you're doing it wrong. Alright, so what do we have next here? I'm actually on Fawcett's account. We have the Winter Wanderer. Yes, this cosmetic comes with a Winter Achiever title. It has a gorgeous cape and some weird snow that's on its shoulders. I actually think the snow design is kind of wonky. The general outfit in itself looks pretty good, like Assassin's Creed, which is pretty awesome. This should be one of the more common cosmetics since this dungeon is such an easy dungeon to do, and at the same time the quickest one you could possibly do, just because of the fact of how easy this run is in general and how much of a straight line this dungeon pretty much is. You can speed run this as long as you have the damage to finish it off easy peasy, right? I mean, to be honest, most of us is very super high level guys, so all the 120s, 130s, 140s, 100s, whatever, gets the luxury of finishing up all the cosmetic dungeon runs and actually farming up most of it without much trouble. Smite is a pretty good skill to use, but I do think I should have swapped to Illusion Blast or something like that. Oh, finished up the boss, and there we go. The Winter Wanderer, everybody. And now we have the Pirate Captain. This is actually the name of this cosmetic. You do get a Pirate Achiever title that comes along as well. This guy has 1 foot, a hook on his arm, and he does not have a beard, which I really think he should, because he's supposed to be Blackbird, the infamous pirate. Pirate Island is a pretty simple run. I know, like I mentioned, there's elevation here, but none of this elevation is going to waste any time. But to be honest, guys, if you're able to bring something shiny and flashy into this dungeon to grind for this cosmetic, that would be better. So one of the new cosmetics that just came out, called the Enchanted Warrior, actually is a pretty bright cosmetic that somehow acts like a flashlight when it comes to doing dark dungeons like this. And if you bring that along, I guess it's a little easier to see. Because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, even up till now, I can lose my way easily when it comes to this specific dungeon, just because how dark it is. They should really come up with like a torch skill or something where I can bring into this dungeon and not get lost. It's literally annoying when I lose a sense of direction coming into this dungeon. Do let me know in the comments down below, guys, which of these dungeons is your least favorite, because there must be a dungeon you hate, either because of how dark it is, you can't see, how many dead ends they are, like Desert Tempo, how difficult the mobs are, like maybe Ghastly Harbor. Let's finish this boss off now. Okay, no legendaries. Didn't expect one anyways. Alright, and the next one on the list is the King's Knight. This is what I actually nicknamed the Energizer Bunny because of the ears on top. It really does look like a bunny. And of course the derpy face as well, and the white armor too. It's one of my favorite cosmetics. And what you're gonna get with this is the King's Achiever title. I actually put on the sword since this dungeon wasn't easy to do without a weapon. At least at the time of this video, guys, King's Castle is still a dungeon you need to put a weapon for if you want to one-shot the mobs. Going back to it, guys, this knight is definitely one of the better looking ones in my point of view, just because of how gorgeous the coloring is in contrast. We're talking about a matching red cape along with its white and gold armor, and it's of course awesome bunny ears. There isn't any bunny onesies out at least at the time of this video, guys, so I mean, this is the closest thing we got to a bunny rabbit. Oh, come on, get over here, get up here. There we go. And now we have the Demon Lord. It's obviously the one that you can get from Underworld. Since we're in Underworld right now, you do grab a Demon Achiever title as well when you're able to get this cosmetic. And look at the horns in the back. Holy crap, that's whacked, man. So I don't know if you guys noticed already, like this cosmetic does look like Heck Boy. You know what I mean by Heck Boy. So for the Underworld, guys, since there's no dead ends that you have to deal with, I also think it's one of the easier dungeons to deal with. Even though there's a lot of walking, if you bring enough speed skills, this shouldn't be much of a problem. Usually you can speed past these corridors pretty easily, especially if you're high enough level not to take damage and worry about having to heal. Yeah, that part's usually annoying. Now we're gonna get to the final boss. Usually if you guys aren't high enough level, you won't be able to one-shot it and have to deal with second phases, and that just sucks. Alright, bring enough damage, everybody. And there we go, guys. Alrighty, and here we are with the Samurai Master. Katana on its side and a pretty cool uniform. I pretty much nicknamed him the Mushroom, to be honest, because of his mushroom hat. And I really like his mustache. It looks pretty darn good, right? I don't think there's too many cosmetic out there that actually gives out a mustache. Even though the armor itself isn't the most appealing in my point of view, I actually really like the mustache that it has. So when it comes to Samurai Palace, it's actually a very long dungeon, but there isn't much dead ends to deal with. The mobs do get a little harder here if you take too much damage, so watch out for that if you're not too high level, if you don't bring enough HP. Running straight through mobs, you're gonna get pretty hurt. Like that one. If you didn't dodge that, that would took like I think a third of my HP. Alright, let's finish off this freaking gingerbread man already. Yeah, this guy right here is somewhat annoying if I was not high enough level, but hey, I'm high enough level, so it doesn't matter. And here we are, guys, with the sniper mercenary. I know, I think in a video before this I said merchant or something, and people went like, oh no, it's mercenary. Well, I don't care, like we got it now, we got it right now, that's all that matters, right? Anyways, I like this cosmetic quite a bit because it actually has a rifle behind its back. It really does hint a possible rifle cosmetic that I'm really looking forward to, because a lot of these attacks from Dungeon Quest, beams and shooting out like weird things, right? Range attacks could pretty much be implicated as, you know, bullets or just like pellets like the rifle could be shooting out. So with this cosmetic being released and having a sniper behind his back, it really does indicate a possibility of getting some sniper like gun shooting cosmetics in the future. Yeah, let's see if that's really going to happen. I mean, unlikely as it is, because of the fact that like every single dungeon has been pretty much becoming more and more futuristic. As much as I know some of the Dungeon Quest developers preferred a more medieval kind of like old style kind of maps, but I mean, at the end of the day, you cannot deny the hints that the dungeons are getting more and more futuristic. So for this dungeon in itself, I mean, it's not really a difficult dungeon. You can pretty much speedrun most of it, but since it's the second highest level dungeon, at least of the time of this video, it also means that it's probably going to be quite difficult for a lot of people. So that's also one of the reasons I didn't put this high on the list in terms of priority. Because I mean, during a 2.8 times event, you will definitely want to do the easiest dungeon runs. Now comes the final boss, this guy. Oh gosh. Okay, he was pretty easy, right? Yeah, easy peasy. No legendary so far. Alright, and here we are with the final one. Obviously, we will be seeing more dungeon cosmetics when new dungeons come out, but this right now, the Cursed Shipwright, is the most desirable, highest level one in most people's point of view. I said most, not everybody's. Seems like a lot of people really want this one because of the difficulty in the dungeon. It's the highest level one. I mean, in my point of view, I'm not too crazy about it, even though it does look very nice. It looks like a shipwright, it looks like a captain. You do get the Ghastly Achiever title with this as soon as you get the dungeon cosmetic, and it's, of course, it's a pretty nice title to have since, once again, it's the highest level one, right? So obviously I put Ghastly Harbor as one of the hardest and last dungeons to do, just because of the fact with a 2.8 times multiplier, and I keep saying 2.8 times multiplier because it really is happening right now. It's such an important factor to really do your dungeon cosmetic runs as soon as possible, and for the ones that are more difficult, you save it for a little bit later. Because I mean, you gotta do them all anyways if you want to collect them all. I mean, obviously, if you only want one specifically, you don't really need to care about my order. For this map specifically, I wouldn't be too concerned about speedrunning it also, guys, because it's not the most easy map, right? You do need to change out your skills here and there to conquer some of these bosses. Like for example, a squid boss, I wouldn't want to really use a smite skill against it, just because getting too close usually gets me like hit by some of the tentacles or the ink bursts, so I like to keep at range. Now, the most difficult boss in this entire freaking dungeon. I hate this guy so much. Okay, so what happened was I was using the smite skill, and that just didn't dish out enough damage for myself to be able to beat it in one phase, so I have to go through the bomb phase now. Unlucky people out there, I'll say wait for the next dungeon to come out before you really grind out this specific cosmetic, just because of the fact that, I mean, if you have better gear, you would finish this boss a lot sooner and not have to do phase 2s. So another thing that you guys do have to be like very aware of is that now that you're using speedy skills, your damage is going to be a lot lower than like the burst skills like Spirit Bomb or like Pulse Beam for warriors, just because, I mean, speedy skills are great for speed, but they're not great for damage. And now we're stuck in this dilemma. The reason I didn't actually go on in is because I didn't want to take any damage. And there we go. No damage taken. Okay, not bad. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video because it is definitely difficult to grind out all these cosmetics. Shoutouts to False, definitely, for letting me use his account to showcase these cosmetics. I didn't have the luck myself. I didn't have the time to grind out all the cosmetics, and I'm super grateful that he allowed me to use his account. Shoutouts to the biggest flexer I know, right? Do let me know in the comments down below which of these cosmetics is your very favorite and which one did you get first. And with this, we're gonna finish up with this video. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you did enjoy it, you know what to do. Like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on your post notifications. Until we play again next time. Peace out, y'all.